Hello guys, and today I'm going to show you how I model this power socket using Product Design, and I also showing you how to map this the logo, the name, and the text over here on the socket. And this is how it look. Okay, so because this model have multiple Boolean operation, so I decided to use the Product Design Workbench, and in here I'm using the FreeCAD 1.0 41214, so you can download it in the video description. The reason I'm using this version is that I want to use the new transform tool. So let's start. In Product Design, I create a new body and create a new sketch in the SY plane, and I will create a center rectangle. $50, and this one will be 90. Close. Then I will go to the path, click on the path, and I will path it up to 17. Click OK. Next, I will create a new sketch in the YZ plane, and I will view the section. I will create an external geometry, and I choose this line. I create a 3-point arc, something like this. Let me set some dimension, 13. $108. From here to here, 9. The radius will be 400. And this point horizontal, hit 8 for horizontal. Now the sketch is fully constrained and close, but you can see if I hide the path, you can see right here I have a line, because in the new version of FreeCAD, when you create external geometry, this geometry is the real one, so you need to convert that into construction geometry. So I go inside the sketch and click on this line and hit G and N to turn that into construction geometry. Then I close. Alright, so this is what we have. And let me show the path. And because I want to remove the upper part of this this path, so I need to let me go inside this sketch again and create a polyline. And let's start from here and draw something like this to close the sketch. Then I close, and I will create a pocket. Let's go to through all and choose symmetric to plane and click OK. Next, I will create in the fillet. So I select in these 4 edges, control selecting these 4, and create a fillet with the radius is 3. Okay, and selecting this edge and create a fillet. Radius will be 2. The next step, I will create a datum plane on top. So I will show the origin. So this is my origin. Let me hide the fillet for you to see the origin. And I select in the X and Y plane, and I create a datum plane. Go over here, create datum plane. So you can see in here, origin, XY plane selected. And then I come over here. I want to bring my datum plane up in the Z-axis, 18. Okay, then I click OK. Now this is my datum plane. Let me show the fillet. Okay, my datum plane is over here. And I hide the origin. I click on the datum plane and I will create a new sketch based on the plane. And for this sketch, I will create 2 circles. Select these 2 circles and hit E for equal. And set the diameter to 7. Selecting this point, and the center line, and hit S for symmetry constraint. And set the distance from here to here will be 28. Okay, now the sketch is fully constrained. I close. And I click on this sketch and go to the pocket. I pocket it down to 5. Okay. Now I come back to the datum plane and create another sketch based on the datum plane. And I will create also 2 circles. Select these 2 circles and hit E for equal. Selecting this point, and the center line, and hit S for symmetry. And set the diameter to 4. And the distance from here to here will be also 28. Then I close. And then I will pocket this one, choose through all. Okay, then click OK. Okay, so this is what we have. I come to the bottom face and selecting the bottom face. And I go to create the thickness. And make sure you check on the make thickness inwards. And the thickness, choose 2. But you can see we just break the geometry. So I need to choose the joint type to intersection. And then we have a nice clean geometry. Okay, so next I will click OK. Next I will select in the datum plane again and create a new sketch based on this. And I create a center rectangle over here. And let me set some dimension. 38. This one will be 16. And then I will reference this line over here. And selecting this point and this line and hit D and set the distance to 10. Okay. And make sure you select in this line and turn that into construction geometry by hitting the hotkey G and N. Now I will create the array in the sketcher. So I select in this rectangle and then I go to the array. Or you can go to sketch tools and move array transform. Okay, and click on the apply equal constraints. Check on it, and the number of copies I set it to 2. And if I click on here, this point, and I come up here, you can see I have 2 copies of this CAD. All right. And then I want the distance to 27. So I type in here 27. And make sure you don't move your mouse, okay? Do not move your mouse. And then you type 27. And then you tap. And then you type in here the angle, 90 degree, and hit enter. Okay? Now to make the relationship between them, I will create a line from this point to this point, and from this point to this point. I select this line, and I hit E for equal. Selecting these 2 lines again, and hit G and N to turn that into construction geometry. And select this line and hit D and set the distance and lock the distance. Now the sketch is fully constrained. I close. Now I want to path it to the surface. To path it to the surface, I click on the sketch and go to the path. And you can say nothing happened. I need to check on the reverse option. And if I look down here, you can see the path just go through the surface. It's too much. So I need to change the type from the dimension to 2 first. Click off, and you can see we no longer have geometry down here. And I click OK. All right. Next, I will select in the datum plan and create another sketch based on this. And let me zoom close here. I will reference this line. Selecting this line and hit G and N to turn that into construction geometry. And then I will create another line from the center. Make sure you turn on the auto constraints and auto remove the redundant constraint. And you click off from the middle where you have the symmetry constraint appears. So then I move it to the left, selecting this line and hit G and N to turn that into construction. Then I will create a center rectangle, something like this, and set the dimension. This one will be 8. This one will be 10. And this one will be 4. I select in this line and hit G and N to turn that into construction geometry. Now I will create an arc, 3 points arc, and start from here to here. And I select in this point, the center point of the arc, and this point, and I hit V for vertical constraint. Now we have 1 degree of freedom, which is this point is okay. Then I close. I click on this sketch and go to the pocket, and I just want to pocket it to 2. Now I go back to the datum plan, selecting it, and create a new sketch. I also reference this line and select this line and turn into construction geometry. Also creating a line right in the middle, and also construction geometry. I create a center rectangle and set some dimension. This one 8. From here to here will be 6. From here, this one will be 2.5. And then I will draw a circle. On this line, the diameter of the circle will be 7. And the distance from the center point to this line will be 11. Now I go to the trim edge, or you can use the hotkey G and T, and then I trim this curve. I select in this line and hit G and N to turn that into construction geometry, and then I create lines connect from this point to this point, this point to this point. Alright, now you should have 1 degree of freedom, which is this point. Okay, now I close. I select in this sketch and go to the pocket. And the default setting is OK. I click OK. Now I shift select the pocket 0, 0, 3 and 4. And I go to the multi-transform. And for this one, I go down here for the transformation. I right click on it and I create a linear pattern. And I choose the axis Y. You can see over here, the Y is the green one. And I choose the Y axis. And the mode option, I want to add the offset. And the offset will be 27, and the number will be 3. Okay, now you should have something like this. And I want to mirror it to the other side. So let's go to add the mirror. And in the default setting is the vertical axis, which is OK. I click OK for that. Alright, so the next step is I will create in the final fillet. So I select in these edges around this one. These 4 edges over here. Come up here. This one. This one. This one and this one. Okay. Come up here, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Then I create a fillet with the radius is 1. Okay. And then I will select in this edge. So select this edge is enough for the bottom edge loop. And then I can just select in this edge and come over here, selecting this edge, and then this edge, this one and this one. Okay. The reason I don't select these edges in here because this edge is already tangent with these edges over here. Come up here. Selecting this edge, this one, and this one. This one and this one. Come up here. Okay. Now I will create a fillet. And I will set it to 0.5. Click OK. Alright, so this is what we have. I hide the datum plan. Let me save the project. So in here, you can see I have 3 things. The logo, the name, and the text over here. So I need 3 things to add to the surface. Alright, so for the text, I will create this in FreeCAD. And for the logo, I'm trying to find a similar one, and I will do in this in Inkscape before I put that into FreeCAD. Alright, so I'm going back to FreeCAD. I'm going to do the test. So I go to the drag workbench. And in the drag workbench, let me go to the top view. And let me hide the body. And I go to the drag thing and create a shape form test. And let's go to, this is the name, so I will type in here this name. You can type in here the name that you want, and the height, let's set it to the default setting. And the font, I'm going to choose the font, and you can also download this font in the video description. And you go to the user and download. And let's go to selecting this font, the FreeCAD heading. Click open and hit a reset point and click OK. Now you can see I have the name. Alright, so let me hide this. Let me rename this one. Okay, something like this. Now I hide this one, and then I will create another one. Go to the drafting and shape form test and reset point and type in here 220 volt and AC and 10 ampere. Okay, and the fonts also FreeCAD heading open and reset point. Okay, and click OK. Now let's rename this one to 220 volt. Okay, something like this. And for the logo, I'm going to use in Inkscape. I go to Inkscape, create a new document, and you can also download Inkscape in the link in the video description. And you can drag and drop the logo into Inkscape and click OK for that. So this is the bitmap image. So let me scale this one up by holding Ctrl and Shift and draw this arrow to bring this one up a little bit. Alright, somewhere around here. And I want to convert this one into a vector. So to do that, I just simply selecting this and go to Add and then J's bitmap. Click on it, and everything is default setting. And then I click Apply. Now you can see I have the vector on top of the bitmap. So I move it over here. And I select in the image and I just simply delete it. And I bring this one to the center. Okay. And next I want to get rid of these elements down below. So let me draw a rectangle over here. Or you can use the hotkey R. And then you just draw it to about here. Okay, to hide this. And you click on the select tool, and then you click off. Next, you will shift selecting the logo first, and then the rectangle later. And I'm going to do a Boolean cut. So I go to the part, and then difference. Okay, and then you can say I just remove the text down below. Alright, so the next thing I need to do is I will select in this logo and I hit Ctrl C to copy. Okay, Ctrl C, then I come back to FreeCAD. In FreeCAD, I'm going to go to the Curves Workbench. If you don't have the Curves Workbench, you can go to the Tools, Add-on Manager, and you're searching for curves. And you click on the Curves Workbench and you install it. Okay. In the Curves Workbench, you come over here and selecting the Bad SVG. Okay, just click on it, and I just choose no because I want to use the 40 dpi. This one is good for me to do in Boolean operation. Click no. All right, so this is what we have, but the D letter have a problem, so I need to fix that. I need to go to the Product Workbench, and you can see in the G view I have three things. This one is the big D, the outline of the D. This one is the inner of the D. So I click on the outer one first and the inner one later, and I go to cut, and yes. Now you can see I just fixed the problem, and then I need to bring these two into a single component. So I select these two and go to the product compound and make compound. Okay. So now I have three things: the text, the name, the text, and the compound. Okay, the logo. So let me show the body. So how do we map it into the surface over here? So I click on the surface, and then I go to the Curves Workbench. In the Curves Workbench, I click on Sketch on Surface. Over here, Sketch on Surface. And in the Sketch on Surface, I click on it. Inside it is a map sketch, and I click on the Sketch on Surface, and in the data, I have an option about the extra object. So this option allows me to link an object outside and map it into the surface. But the condition is that I need to put this object inside the frame of the map sketch. So what is the frame of the map sketch? So inside here is the map sketch. So if I go inside it, and you can see this is the frame. Let me go to the view section. I have 4 lines in here. So we need to put our object inside this frame, okay, in order to map it into the surface. Right now I'm in the sketcher, and I can see these 4 as reference lines, but if I go back into 3D view, I cannot see it. Even if I show the map sketch, I cannot see this frame. So I need to go inside the map sketch and select these 4 lines and turn that into a real geometry by hitting the hotkey G and N. Now you can see, if I go out, and you can see I now can see the frame. All right. So first I want to work with this name first. Let me hide the text over here, and let me hide the compound over here. I will work with that later. So this one over here. So I click on the Sketch on Surface and go down to the data, and it's extra object. I choose an option, and then I will looking for and choose this one and click OK and click off, and you can see the name over here, but you can see in my picture the name is on this side, and this is the side, the rear side of the name. So I need to first make this one smaller, and then put it to the correct position. So I click on this one, and I go to the data, and right here I have the size, and put this one down to 5. So you can see this size is smaller, but we need to put it a little bit more. So let's try 2.5. Let's checking. I think I think I will try it to show. Yeah, you can see show is better. Now, let me click on this one and go to the transform. And I want to choose the mode option to the center of mass. The reason I want to choose this one to center of mass is that, later when I do in the rotation will rotate around the center of this object instead of rotate it somewhere else. So let me move this one to the left for you to see, and go to the top view and bring this one up and to about closer to this line and flip it around. So I type in here 90 degree and I grab the blue one and flip it around and click OK. So you can say this is my this is the name. And to make things easier, let me go back into the map sketch and let's create a line right in the center. And I close. And I go to the top view again and click on this name, go to transform, and let's move it so that the line is in the middle of the O and T. Okay, as you can see. Click OK. And now let's checking. Alright, so now it's much better. Alright. Next, I will show the test. Okay, and then I'm doing the same. I click on the sketch on surface and then go down to the extra objects. And then I will choose the test over here, as you can see. Click OK, click off, and just wait. Alright, now I will select the test and decrease the size to 2. Okay, and then I go to transform and let's go to center of mass and then bring this to the center. Go to the top view. Okay, and put the AC, the line in the middle of the AC. And let's bring this one up like this to about here and let's flip it around. Because you can see in the picture, this text is, you can read it on this position. So let's go click OK. Yeah, I think now it's much better. Maybe put it to the left a little bit. Yeah, put it to the right. Let's go to the top view. Go to transform. Put it to the right a little bit. Yeah. Alright, so now it's time for the logo. Let's show the compound. The logo is now very big. So I need to scale this one down. So I click on the compound and go to the Part Workbench and go to the Part and then scale. Alright, now I will scale this one down to 0.5. Okay. You can say 0.5 is also big. Click on the scale and let's try 0.1. Go to the top view. Click on the scale, go to the transform, and let's move it to the frame. But you can see in the picture, the logo is close to the name. All right. So let me put it up here and flip it around. In this case, you can set or not set the center of mass is fine, because the center of the rotation is not so far away from the logo, so it's fine. Click OK, and then I think I click on the sketch on surface and go to the extra objects, and then let me rename the scale to logo. Okay, and then I click on the sketch on surface, go down to the extra objects, and then I will choose the logo, click OK, click off, and just wait. All right, so now I need to move it to the right a little bit. Go to the top view, and let's move it. Go to the transform and move it to the right. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, we need to turn these lines into construction, back into the construction geometry. So I go inside the map sketch, and I select all of these lines and hit G and N to turn that into construction, and close. All right. Now I click on the sketch on surface, and I go to the thickness, set it to 0.5, and click off, and just wait. And then I come over here and set the view face to 2. All right, so this is the result that we have. The next thing I need to do is I'm going to select the body and the sketch on surface, and I go to union. Okay, so this is the result, the final result. So let me hide these 3. So that's it for the tutorial. Also, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.